Hello, lovely listeners, and welcome back to Let's Read. I'm Moonbeam, your guide through the wonderfully weird world of My Disciple Died Again. Before we jump into today's hilarious chaos, please hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It really helps our little podcast grow, and we appreciate it so much. Now, let's pick up with Zhu Yao. Last time, she was forcefully accepted as a disciple by the powerful, yet utterly uncommunicative, ancestral Grandmaster Yu Yan, then left to climb what felt like Mount Everest by herself. Today, we're diving into Chapter 8. So Zhu Yao finally collapses at the peak of Jade Forest Mountain, completely exhausted after climbing all night. Yu Yan, her master, who apparently spent the night anxiously waiting, is quite surprised by her disheveled state. He frowns and does a few hand seals. Instantly, Zhu Yao feels a rush of warm energy and all her fatigue vanishes. Her breathing calms. So this is mystic art? How mysterious, she thinks. Yu Yan watches his new disciple get up, a thought sparking in his mind. Unless, he mutters, then asks, "You climbed this mountain by foot?" Zhu Yao just pouts. How else? Because, well, she can't fly. Yu Yan looks at her strangely. Why did you not use the teleportation formation? He actually thinks, unless she did it to train herself and demonstrate her determination. He's momentarily pleased, thinking his disciple, though not very bright, is certainly hard-working. A certain hard-working disciple is, in her mind, flipping an unlimited number of tables. What the hell? If there's a teleportation formation, say so from the start, she fumes. After many deep breaths, Zhu Yao finally suppresses the urge to scratch his face. He's her master, her future pillar of support, so she has to be polite. "Master, your disciple greets you," she says, giving a proper bow. Yu Yan nods, a wave of satisfaction washing over him. It's been over 10,000 years and he finally has a disciple. He glances at Zhu Yao, unconsciously finding her more pleasing to the eye. If only she were a little younger, he muses. Why didn't she become my disciple sooner? These thoughts swirl in his mind, but his face remains as icy and expressionless as ever. With a wave of his hand, Zhu Yao's impossibly dirty clothes are instantly clean, even old stains gone. "Amazing!" she exclaims, pulling at her restored clothes. "A strong laundry detergent? Becoming a deity actually is this much fun." She then asks, "Master, are you going to teach me this mystic art?" She's already picturing a future without laundry. "The dirt-removing art is only an entry-level mystic art," Yu Yan says lightly. "Once you learn how to absorb spiritual energy, you will naturally know how to use it. You have just arrived. First familiarize yourself with the surroundings. Spiritual energy will be most abundant in the early morning, so I will only teach you how to absorb spiritual energy into your body tomorrow morning." Zhu Yao nods. She's here for the long haul, so no rush. "Follow me," Yu Yan commands, walking past her. "We're beginning with the familiarization already?" Zhu Yao eagerly follows, trying hard to memorize the trees and surroundings to avoid getting lost again. The Jade Forest Mountain is incredibly quiet in the afternoon, mostly just trees. After a while, Zhu Yao gives up trying to memorize every single tree. She just obediently follows. Yu Yan isn't a man of many words, and Zhu Yao isn't comfortable with strangers. So they walk in silence for a long time. After 4 hours, Zhu Yao can't take it anymore. "Master, are we not there yet?" she asks, exasperated. Yu Yan turns back. "It's right in front. We're almost there." Zhu Yao stays quiet. 2 more hours pass. Even downhill, her legs are giving out. Yu Yan shows no sign of stopping. "Didn't you say almost there?" she thinks, suspicious. She glances around. "Hey, why does that slanted tree look familiar? And that stone that looks like a turtle? Familiar too. I even think I've seen that red buttocks monkey before." "We're here." Yu Yan finally stops. Zhu Yao looks around. The hell? Isn't this the base of the mountain I was at yesterday? Master took me on a walk all afternoon just to return to the starting point? Was he just showing off her mountain climbing prowess? Master, you can't play your disciple for a fool like this, she laments, almost crying. Yu Yan looks at her pitiful appearance. Why is she making that face, he thinks. My disciple is being stupid again. He calmly decides to ignore her, points to a patch of grass 3 meters to his right. That's the teleportation formation. You cannot simply enter within the Jade Forest Mountain using a flying sword. Through this formation, you're able to reach the peak of the mountain. Oh, so this was the reason for the long walk, to show her the formation. Zhu Yao looks at the seemingly ordinary patch of grass. Yu Yan signals her, and she steps onto it. A flash of light, a circular formation glows, faint symbols moving. The light brightens, the scenery shifts, and suddenly she's back on the mountain peak. What a mystical formation, she exclaims. Zhu Yao is intrigued. She circles the faintly glowing formation, still unable to understand how it works. Becoming a deity is luxurious and majestic, she thinks. This formation can be used to transfer both ways. You can also use it to send yourself down the mountain. Yu Yan explains, seeing her interest. Really? She gets excited and hurries back on the formation. Whoosh! She's at the base again. Whoosh! Back at the peak. She playfully jumps in and out a few times, amazed by the wonders of mystic arts. Cars and airplanes are nothing compared to this. Then it hits her. Wait a minute. She turns to her master, whose face is as cold as ever. Since this formation can teleport both ways, then why did Master bring me on a walk for the entire afternoon earlier? Yu Yan is startled by her gaze and seems to realize his oversight. He slightly turns his head away, avoiding the question. Have an earlier rest today. Tomorrow I will teach you how to absorb spiritual energy into your body. With that, he turns and enters his house, closing the door behind him. He's definitely influenced by his disciple's stupidity. It's definitely not because he didn't think of using the formation to go down the mountain earlier. Zhu Yao's face darkens. Does Master have a skill called play your disciple for a fool? Speechless, she looks at the thatched cottage in front of her. That's right, a thatched house. Her crazy, cool-looking master actually lives in a simple thatched house, the only one on the entire mountain peak. Everywhere else is barren land. This creates a problem. Hole digging technique, she thinks, spitting lightly at her own thought. Where is she going to rest tonight? Master, did you forget something? After silently inspecting the terrain, realizing there is nowhere else to stay, Zhu Yao has no choice but to knock on the thatched house door. 3 light knocks, and with a creak, the door opens automatically. The interior is simple, just a bed where her master is meditating. What is it? Yu Yan asks. Master, where do I stay tonight? Zhu Yao asks honestly. Yu Yan is startled. Only then does he realize his disciple is still immortal. Unlike cultivators who can just pick a cave, it was an oversight on his part. And so Zhu Yao finds herself stuck with a master who's incredibly powerful, but perhaps not the most practical guide. She's got her new master, a magically clean outfit, and a head full of questions. Primarily, where do I sleep? What will this forgetful master do now? Will Zhu Yao finally get a proper bed? And what does it truly mean to absorb spiritual energy in this wild world of cultivation? Join us next time on Let's Read for more hilarious adventures in My Disciple Died Again.